Welcome to WCSM's General Store from the 70X7 studio. Thanks for hanging out with us, and thank you to Captain Mike and Captain Carter.
Corporal Carter.
Corporal Carter. Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Carter. Yeah.
That one's going to stick.
Sergeant
That one's
Carter.
going to stick.
That's
Sergeant
classic.
Carter.
That's classic. He's going to start yelling here pretty soon. Oh, he's going to be in a bad mood.
Yes.
Golly.
For sure. Thanks for joining us so much. And thank you to Christine Flynn, Farmers Insurance Agent, partnering with us from the very beginning. That's actually where you'll go to pick up your T-shirt.
That's right.
If you win Trivia Tuesday. But as your local Farmers Agent in Bloomington, she helps customers like you identify the insurance coverage that best fits your need. And she's been at it for 14 years. She knows what she's doing. And whether it's auto, home, renters, business insurance, or more, you can count on Chris Flynn for sure. 812-822-2905. And not just Bloomington, but she also serves Columbus, Martinsville, Brown County, Bedford, and Seymour. So be sure.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure if you called her from Indianapolis, she would help you out.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And she really does. She's good at what she does. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
So she'll get you the best deal.
Yeah.
If
no
it's
doubt.
out there, she'll find it.
She'll get it.
That's right. Well, thanks for joining us. Like I said today, we got some top fans,
Yes,
some
we
good
do.
old boys and good old girls.
Yes, we do. Like to make a shout out to Deb Englert, Stephen Hawkins, David Vaughn, Kyla Porter, Bill Grubbs. Thank you, Bill. Cindy Bell, Marilyn Clark, Rhea Pickett, also John Hooker, Robert Harper, Luke Reed. He's been on there. He's been kind of trolling you for a little bit.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Luke
Yeah.
was an intern at the radio station I worked at.
Right.
Back years ago, we used to have IU students do an internship for us, and it was funny. He actually came in, was on crutches. I think he won a prize, like he was a prize winner or whatever. So he came in to pick up his prize, and a buddy of his was driving him because he was
on crutches.
He was on crutches.
Yeah.
Had a cast or something on, or
Yeah.
a boot,
Yeah.
and so he's just the funniest kid. So he walks in, and so he gets his prize.
Yeah.
And then was like, "Hey, can I get a tour of the studio?" Like he was like very, just we're like, "Sure." And then he ended up interning for us.
Nice.
And so Luke and I became close.
Nice.
And he's from northern Indiana, Lowell, I think, Indiana.
Okay.
I don't know if I think he's still up there in that area. But
Yeah.
so, but he's a faithful
He is.
viewer and
He
listener
is.
of the show.
Yes,
so.
yes, he is. And of course, we've got Mike Stinson. He's been a top fan for like ever.
Yeah.
According to Facebook, 6 months, but longer than that.
He comments.
Yeah.
He's very interactive with us.
Yes, no doubt. And Alicia Stewart. So thank you to, gosh, he said that she's been a top fan for 3 years.
Wow.
Very
How
good.
about that?
Yeah, that
How
doesn't
about
surprise
that?
me.
So, yeah, now you were talking about Luke coming in on crutches.
Rook. What I call him.
What's his name?
Rook.
Okay. One more time.
I don't think I can do that.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Anyway, I remember when you came to Bloomington, I think you were on crutches.
No, I actually broke my foot coming down the stairs of the radio station into the studio to do an interview because I was in town to do a.
So how'd
do a
that
show.
lawsuit turn out? I mean,
Well, I mean, I was
She
there
got
for
the
22
job.
years. Yeah. So worked out pretty good. I mean, I don't encourage everybody to do that, but it worked for me.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But the other two candidates, they didn't have a chance
Yeah,
after
no,
that. Right?
She really fell for that job.
I did. I did.
Always good with the dad jokes
Oh,
over there.
Really.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
He really is.
Have a nice
Fantastic.
trip. See you next fall. Yeah.
So I didn't bring my reading glasses,
Uh-oh.
and I'm trying to read what's going on
I don't
here.
even know. I don't even think it's in. I think it's maybe in Italian or.
Oh.
I don't think it's in. I don't know.
So my reading glasses wouldn't do any
I
good
got it.
anyway.
I got it at the Goodwill.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you didn't create this?
Now I didn't do this one. No, this is
This
just
looks like you.
This is just really a cool one that I found at
Okay.
Goodwill, and it didn't need anything. So I
Okay.
just
You think
have
it's Italian?
It said
I
I
don't,
saw.
Latin or
see,
something.
this
I
just
don't
in.
know.
Here, let me have this one.
This just in.
Close shop.
Ronald Reagan
Show triple.
is still dead.
Yeah.
Something.
I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. Newspaper.
You know, Chevy
looks like a
Chase used to always
That's
report
cool.
him. He'd say, "This just in: Ronald Reagan is still dead." Yeah.
I missed that one, I guess.
I think that's funny.
I don't
I'm
think-
teasing.
I don't
It's
think-
true.
I don't think that ain't funny
Breaking,
at all.
it's breaking news.
Right.
Ain't funny
We
at all.
we actually went to his funeral.
Yeah, we did.
We did. Yeah.
Road
Not
trip.
Chevy Chase.
No,
he's not
no,
dead yet.
he's not dead.
That I'm aware of.
Right. Right.
He could be. Who knows?
Yeah.
But if you see it on Facebook, don't just automatically post it. You probably should go search it first.
Right.
I mean, that
Check it
happens a
out.
lot.
Oh my God.
These celebrity deaths, and people are like,
I know.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That, and then it's like,
I'm not dead yet.
not
so much.
dead. Yeah.
But
I
you know
don't know
that's
what the purpose of that
I don't
is.
either. I mean, it's been happening since or before social media. I mean, remember
Yeah.
Paul McCartney, the whole rumor
Yeah.
of Paul being
Yeah.
dead. You know, that turned out to be not true.
Yeah. Still isn't.
Still isn't.
Well, there's
So-
conspiracy theory that this guy's another Paul. It's a stand-in for Paul, the real Paul.
Oh, okay.
I'm
There's
just
all
telling you.
kind of those.
Okay.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy.
Well, this one just turned 81. Paul did.
Elvis
Yo,
Presley.
Hell,
Elvis
yeah,
Presley's still
okay,
alive.
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. Elvis has been alive for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a farmer in Kansas, is what I've heard.
Oh, he's delivering the mail in Butte, Montana, I think.
Well, I seen a meme where he's running around with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're
he
good
is.
buds.
They're
Nice.
friends.
Yeah, they're buds.
Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah. Them and the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
right. Right.
Anyway, I mean, speaking of social media, I'm telling you. So, a few weeks back, we all heard the story about the submersive, the Titanic.
Yes.
It was actually not a submarine. It
Similar
was,
to a submarine.
but it was tiny
Yeah.
compared to a submarine. It was very small, would only hold 5 people. The owner of the company and then 4 passengers who wanted to go and see the wreckage of the Titanic. I
Right.
mean I think people everywhere, but it seems like Americans in particular are just have a love affair with the Titanic and the whole story, probably because of the movie, right?
Right.
And so we all heard the story and just sad. It just was
it's
tragic and just
absolutely
frightening
awful.
and everything. I mean, I'm claustrophobic and afraid of water. So that whole story for me was just more than I could even. I wanted to hyperventilate just reading about it.
Right.
But my real, I don't know. My real thing with the whole story was it really brought out I think in some instances the worst in people. It was kind of shocking that so many people were.
I don't get it. Do you? I just that people can take an event like that and just show their worst side, and you got people suffering. Families are crazy worried, going through what, and it just didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean,
awful.
They were just people were. I mean, not only just making jokes, and I get that. I mean, sometimes joking is a way to disguise the discomfort or what have you. Okay, I'll give the benefit of the doubt in some of those instances, but some of the people were just downright awful. Like, that's dumb, and why would you do that? And they deserve what they got, and they were stupid. And of course, now granted, the company I think has some accountability.
They're going
right?
to be answering for a while.
Yeah, because I mean, it by all accounts, it seems like it was not safe, and it should have been. I kept saying, if Elon Musk had put that together, it would have probably been
worked.
safe, and you know what I mean, like
right.
But so I mean, I get that, but I can understand the people that got in that. Whatever it was,
Right,
Submersible. I think.
Submersive.
Yeah,
Submersible.
Yep.
whatever.
I can, because a lot of people were like, "Why in the world would you do that? I don't get it." And I was like, "Okay,
Yeah,
so
calm down.
but you know what? They're thrill seekers.
Yeah,
It's no different, at least for me, because I'm also afraid of heights, as you all know. I
Right.
would also not jump out of an airplane and skydive. To me, that's the same thing. I mean, you're still taking your life in your hands. Something could go wrong, and you
totally.
could, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, like your roller coaster stuff.
Yeah, that's taking my life in my own hands. I won't do it. But no, but like that, or
But they weren't the first to do it. I think there's been some other people do it. So it wasn't like this is the first
So
time.
it had worked before.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's why I mean,
Wow.
and that was another thing that kind of hit me funny with the whole story was that everybody was just thought they were just ignorant for going to do that, and I'm like, you know what? There have always been thrill seekers, and for me, that it didn't seem any different than, like I said, skydiving or any other number of things that you can do, bungee jumping or whatever.
Sure. Roller coaster.
Yeah, so I don't know what.
Right.
I don't know, but anyway, so that was all kind of sad, really.
Yeah.
Not the story itself, which was tragic and sad,
Right.
but it makes me sad because I just feel like we've all really lost touch with what a human life means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're exactly right. I mean, there's little. It seems like there's little regard anymore.
Yeah.
For human life and how tragic. I mean, what were people saying 100 years ago when the Titanic went down? Were they being this cruel, or
Laughing
was it
or
was it a
saying
shock?
they deserved it, or
right? Or they're all rich people, get whatever. I mean, what was going on 100 years ago? Were they saying the same thing?
right.
So yeah, you're right. I mean, was it five people?
Yes.
I think it sounds right.
So.
And one was a man and his son, and his son was like, 16 or
Yeah, teenager.
18, something like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
It's sad.
Tough. And I take a lot of comfort in knowing, because the entire world was praying for them at the time that this was going on. There were so many prayers going up, I'm sure. But I mean, can you get literally any deeper or darker or further away from existence, but knowing that God was still there.
oh yeah,
God knew exactly where they were.
right.
God was in the midst. If they were in a situation where they couldn't even see their hand in front of their face, God was still there.
Absolutely,
I
he
believe
created
it.
that space.
Totally.
Yeah,
He
not
knew.
only them, but
He knew.
the ocean floor and the
Yeah. Exactly. So I take some comfort in knowing that. I just tragic situation. I just hate it for them, and I just hate it that anybody thinks that they need to make some kind of crack about it. I mean, come on, folks. We're better than that.
Yeah, it was just really kind of sad for me, the whole thing about that or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to kind of touch on that, and I just thought it was just kind of sad that I think we find, and don't get me wrong, I love, I've got my Harper, my puppy.
Is that your dog?
That's my dog.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yes,
yeah.
but which Garrett and Griffin say is my favorite child.
Right.
And,
You've mentioned.
and yeah, okay.
It may be
whatever.
true.
I mean, whatever. But no, but you know what? I joke about that, but she's a dog. She's a dog. She's, you know what I mean? And I do know that.
Okay.
And, but I think it feels almost like to me that we're getting to a point in, this time and place that we're in that seems like people put more importance on an animal or a pet or whatever, or animals, I guess, than humans. Do you sense that at all?
Yes.
Am I just me being...
No, I do sense that.
I mean, I feel like people get more...
They get very worked up.
About something happening to an animal more than they do seeing video online on social media, which you can find them everywhere on Twitter and everything of humans getting beaten by another human or shot or what have you.
Yeah.
We're so desensitized to that.
Yeah.
But we're really upset so I guess the question is then, of course, my personal opinion, I don't think that there is any excuse for that, but maybe the thought process is, well, an animal can't defend itself and a human can't. I don't know. Is there, you know what I mean? Like, is that what they're thinking? I don't know.
It could be. I don't know. It just seems to me like they've lost that touch of, hey, there are human beings and there are animals, and God put both of us on here for a reason.
Right.
But he also
gave us dominion over
exactly right. Exactly
everything
right.
on the earth,
yes.
and all the animals, the men are mankind.
I mean, there's a
dominion.
reason for that.
Yes.
You hear this raised by wolves or whatever.
Yeah.
No, that's not. There's not a dog that's ever made any contribution,
right.
to society or whatever. But so yeah, I totally agree with you. I think people absolutely lose their minds more so over animals than they do.
I mean, I've seen some interviews with like the man on the street kind of type interviews.
Yeah.
With different online news agencies or whatever, and they actually ask people if your dog was drowning in the ocean and a man, a stranger, you don't know him, but a human, a man was, which would you save? Would you save your dog or would you go and save? And almost like 90% of them said they would go and save their dog.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, folks.
Isn't that sad?
That's just wrong.
That's sad.
That's just wrong.
And I would be heartbroken if it was Harper,
course.
but
yeah, you don't want either one of them to die.
Sure.
But yeah, that whole mindset, it makes no sense to me. None
I think
whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
It's
I hate
sad.
that. I hate to hear that. I hope I'm never the guy that's drowning alongside the
No
dog.
kidding.
Yeah.
If you find yourself and a dog going in the ocean at the same time, turn around.
Turn around.
Yeah.
Kill the dog.
Red flag. Get back. Yeah, quickly. The dog's dead. Quickly. Save me.
Yeah. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It was a joke.
I know that was kind of a downer segment, but just some things I think that we need to kind of maybe do a little introspective and self-check.
Right.
Soul check.
Yes,
there you
for
go.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
right. That's right.
All of us, not just, I'm not pointing fingers.
Right.
Me too.
No,
me
I'm
too.
told we all do. You're exactly right.
Yep.
Exactly right.
For sure. Stay close. We'll be back, though, with more from the store after this.
Technology has become more complicated and is becoming more cost prohibitive to hire the in-house talent that you need to keep your business secure and running smoothly. The AME Group can help. Outsourcing the management of your business technology gives you access to a broad range of technical expertise for less than hiring directly. AME offers managed IT services including proactive monitoring, preventative maintenance, software management, device management, and 24/7 network support to keep your technology consistent and reliable. The AME Group has been servicing the local area for over 35 years. Give Orion a call at 812-320-0389 for a free on-site assessment for your business today.
Let your local Farmers Insurance agent Christine Flynn put her experience to work for you. Christine Flynn proudly serves Monroe, Lawrence, and Greene County families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call Christine Flynn at 812-822-2905 to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's Christine Flynn at 812-822-2905. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center is the place that you need to go to keep your car running in perfect order. On the outside chance your car is not running in perfect order, Chad's has a shop over on State Road 46 in Ellisville that'll give you a free estimate and reasonable rates and get your car back on the road. Now, to keep it that way, you need to hightail it over to Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center located at 1357 South Liberty Drive. You know exactly where that is. That's just right around the corner from Menards. Now, check this out. Every 7th oil change is free. That's right. Absolutely free. I don't think you can get any better than that. Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center, 1357 South Liberty Drive in Bloomington.
Nice.
Sounds like you playing bass.
Yeah.
I like that.
Bill.
Yeah, that's good, Bill.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Bill's over there doing his.
Yeah, that was good. I like it. Not as
Good
good
stuff.
as one of our sponsors, though.
Oh well, no. Is anyone
No.
Is anyone as good as Orion Staff?
The AME Group, the largest and most successful managed technology service providers in the country. As your technology success partner, they will manage all aspects of your business without you having to worry about it. They view their role as partnership with their clients and invest in their business growth, planning, and success. If you're even considering this, please give Orion Saft a call at 812-320-0389. Orion's been a friend of mine for more than 40 years. I promise you that he will take care of your company's needs just exactly like he takes care of his own. So great business. Please give him a call, 812-320-0389.
And also buy now, close out. Great stuff, unbelievable prices. If you've not ever been in there, you just need to go check out, get a lay of the land and see what they do have, so that when the time comes that you need it, if you don't need something right now, then you'll know what they have. Now the stock does change often. It's a closeout store, right? Yeah. But man, they've got everything. They've got tile. They've got bathroom and kitchen fixtures. Yeah. They've got appliances. They've got some furniture, wall hangings. They've really got a little bit of everything.
It's amazing. I was in there the other day, and there was like this 1950s General Electric refrigerator that's brand new. But it's a throwback.
It's a repo.
Reproduction type thing.
Reproduction thing, and it was really cool to see that.
Yeah, so they're on the west side over there on West 3rd. They're next to, or they're where Once Upon a Child originally was.
Right behind Crew Car Wash.
Yep.
Yes, and you can also find them on social media. So Buy Now, Close Out's another partner for the General Store. Well, welcome back. Thanks for joining us here in the 70X7 studio. So I got a funny story to tell you about my mom, and then it'll lead me into what I kind of want to get to wrap up the show. So my mom wears dentures, and she has, since she was, I want to say 30 years old, her teeth were just bad. She had she's never been healthy, so she had a lot of infection. And so the dentist back then, this was 1967 or something probably, just pulled all of her teeth at 30 years old. And like one of my earliest memories of my mom was her laying on our couch and just moaning and just in pain, where it was, I was little, like 3 years old maybe. But anyway, but of course, she's showing the first signs of cognitive disease. And so she had her gum was bothering her. And so, which I knew it was probably rubbing or something. And I was going to try to get her in to where she got her dentures made to have them look at it. Mm-hmm. Before I could, I go up that night to give her medications and get her supper. And the minute I walk in, I notice that her top plate is missing. She doesn't have it in her mouth, like her top denture's out. And I'm immediately like, panicked.
It's huge. Yeah.
Because she's taken it out, and there's no way she's going to be able to tell me where she put it. And I'm not going to be able to find it. So I looked everywhere, on her nightstand, in her nightstand, under her bed, in her pillowcase, between her sheets, everywhere.
Right,
it didn't fall down here, Then, of course, all of the normal places you would check, like the refrigerator, the freezer, the oven, the microwave. Do you know what I mean? Like the pantry, the trash, her purse, inside her shoes that she's all got lined up around the bed or whatever.
Yeah.
I couldn't find those things anywhere. Well, I couldn't feed her food. She had to eat. Now she's eating mashed potatoes and cottage cheese. But you know what I mean? So I didn't want to just continue to feed her soft food, which it may come to that eventually, but not now. She's not there yet.
Right.
And so I went ahead and made an appointment to go and have her a new top denture made. And of course, knowing full well that when I get it made, we're eventually going to find it's here somewhere. Yes. It's got to be in the house.
That's how you
right?
find things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know it's going to get
buy something else.
Right.
So I knew we would find it eventually, but I couldn't wait with her just being able to eat soft food. And so I took her in to get this has been a few weeks ago now. I took her in to get her denture made, and so I bring her back home. I just didn't realize that the minute I got her home from ordering it and paying for it, the minute we walked in the house, like the second we walked in the house, she walks into her bedroom. I'm helping her change her clothes, and she pulls open her nightstand drawer, which I looked in multiple times. And it's empty. The only thing that was in that drawer was like one of those old medical, like yellow face masks that we all gotten over the, from COVID or whatever.
Right.
They were in it. She had taken him out of her mouth and wrapped him in that little yellow mask and shoved him in the back of that drawer. I just thought it was a face mask, right? So I never even dreamt to pull that face mask out. That's where they were the whole time.
Of course.
But it was so funny because we walked, literally the minute I got her home, she walks in there, I'm getting her changed. For some reason, she pulls open that drawer, and I don't know if it just jogged her memory because we'd just been to get the one pair made or whatever. And she's like, here are my teeth. And I'm like she knew where they were at the whole time.
So now we got to back up?
So now we got to back up.
Okay.
There you go.
So, of course I said, that's...
Are you going to keep it?
Yeah, I'm going to keep that one in my house. But I said, you know what? God's sense of humor is great, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's so good. I believe he has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And I believe because of his sense of humor, the next time she'll lose her bottom plate. Now that I have 2 top plates, right? I mean...
Well, you got to have matching set.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you might as well go ahead and order
right, I should.
a bottom plate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. So, and God love her, I was like, oh, Linda, we call her Linda Lou, or, I said...
Yeah.
Or I said, Linda, you're going to be woman, you're going to be the death of me. Like that. And she goes, no, God wouldn't do that. It was so cute. She's a real hoot. But anyway.
I love how you find the humor in your journey with your mom. I do. I love that. I love that because I know that helps. That helps you. And your mom is hilarious.
Yeah.
And she is making you laugh through this. I love that.
Well,
I think
and
that's really sweet.
my mom was never a joker.
Yeah.
She never got jokes. She never told jokes. She never laughed at jokes. She was so focused on working, and she was just a hard worker her whole life. Even now, I find her out in the yard. If she had a chainsaw, she'd be cutting a tree down. You know what I mean? Like, she's just a worker.
Yeah.
So God has given me an opportunity in this season of my life and in her life that she's really experiencing joy, which is it's really beautiful and it's fun, and she laughs at everything, and then I laugh at her, and don't get me wrong. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I do lose my patience. I'm not a saint, and will never profess to be one. But she.
What?
So I do lose my patience, and I don't want to say I yell at her. I yell at the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I can tell when I lose my patience and I do get kind of loud that she senses.
Is there a paper towel holder in the room?
No. Yeah. But I can tell that she senses that I'm upset or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think she feels like maybe it's her. And it's not her.
No.
It's the situation. And so that's kind of what I wanted to touch on. I know there are a lot of people that either are also dealing with this.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because it does seem like more and more people are getting Alzheimer's or dementia than before. And I think it has a lot to do with that, and this could be a completely different show altogether, I think it's our food. I think our food is poisoning us, and it has been for years. And I think it's led to a lot of the sicknesses that we are seeing, really
it's
more
something going into us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but anyway, so I just know other people are dealing with this too. So just don't beat yourself up.
Right.
That you lose your patience. It's easy to do, especially if you're, you're having to take care of someone that gave you life.
Yeah.
And to see them becoming less and less the person that, gave you life.
And that they are.
And that they or remember them to be or knew them to be.
Sure.
Right.
It's hard. But just remember that trials refine our faith. And so, we just have to use those moments to draw closer to God and put our faith in Him.
Yeah.
And that's what I always, I feel so horrible after I get upset and I ask God for forgiveness, and because it's not that I'm mad at her. It's not her fault,
right?
But I'm just mad at this, and I'm not even mad at the situation of the sickness she has.
Right.
It's that I can't find her teeth.
Yeah.
And she's having to eat soft food.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? That's the.
Yeah.
it's
And
that.
you don't want her to be uncomfortable either.
Yes.
That's
Right.
That's the woman, like you said, who gave you life and who also took care of you.
Right. And so that's something I was thinking about the other day was that, you hear the saying that life is a circle, right? And I just said, thinking about Mom, because, and I had said this, that I will never be able to do for her what she did for me. And I remember, all of the times that she did for me and had to answer questions from me. And our parents all did this for all of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why? And they answered every time, and they changed our diapers and fed us.
Yeah.
And so I'll never be able to pay her back for everything she's done for me over the course of my life. But I said, life isn't a circle. Or life, life is not a straight line, is what I said. I'm getting it backwards. Life is not a straight line from birth to death. You think of it as birth to death, and you end up here. Life is a circle because you end up right back where you started.
Yeah.
Where you've got...
You got to be taken care of.
You got to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And we don't want to think about that because we're not there yet. But I think it's important that we do think about that because for one, I think that we need to have those conversations with our kids, which I've had with the boys. But I also think that we need to have that conversation with our parents that listen, because I had that conversation with Mom many times before she got sick. That I'm, when she first started being forgetful, and I'm like, Mom, we're all going to be forgetful, and I'm going to be right where you're at too. And, I think those are important conversations to have
Absolutely.
on both ends. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because we come into this world where we have to be every care taken care of by someone else, and we also go out that way. For the most part, I mean, like our dads, they win immediately, but for the most part, right? You've got you got to have some probably some pretty substantial care in the end. But so I just really wanted to give a shout out and an acknowledgement to everyone else, not just me. I'm not anything special doing this. There's been many, many people before me that have been in these shoes, and many people will come after me that that will have to do this. But God bless you.
Yeah. Caregivers.
Caregivers.
Yeah.
And you know what? And especially for your parents, take care of them as long as you can. I think that's important. I think that it's, there's a reason, right, why God made that one of the commandments to honor your mother and father.
Yeah. No doubt
And
about it.
I think that's part of it. Now, don't beat yourself up if you can't take care of them.
Right.
If it's too much, they wouldn't want you to...
and there are times when you just can't do it.
It gets too far gone, or they're too sick, or you just can't.
There
and that's
is
right.
support. There's support.
You just can't physically do the job.
No,
Right.
that's what I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up if it comes to that point.
But there
And
are
it's a
things out
it's a
there.
tough choice. We've had to do that before.
Yeah.
With my grandparents, and it's a tough choice you have to make sometimes. but,
Absolutely. But there is support out there. There are resources available.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of resources, I would say maybe the next time that she loses her teeth, I remember Bill telling a story one time about somebody in your family losing a retainer.
Yeah. Digging in a trash can.
Do you remember the story? That's been
Right up the street.
Dumpster. It was dumpster diving, wasn't it? Didn't you have to dive in a dumpster?
Chinese food up to here.
Did you find him?
Both.
You did find him, right?
Oh, he
Yeah,
did.
we got it back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. So.
I dug in her trash.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I dug in her trash.
I remember the story. I thought, man, he's serious about that.
Yeah.
Those retainers weren't cheap, I'm sure.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, no.
Hey, when you lose something, I'm not beyond looking through the trash.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta
I
do it.
looked through.
The worst thing you do is throw it away.
Exactly. Yeah, it was crazy. But anyway, God bless you if you're taking care of your
Absolutely.
parents, or if you have.
Yes.
I just think it's a precious thing. Of course, my boys love when I say this. I'm of a mind that the Western culture gets it wrong. I think I love the fact that, and I don't know if I've talked about this before with you guys, but I love that Hispanic and Asian communities, they have several generations under one roof, and I think that's beautiful. Just because the kids learn from the grandparents, and they also can help care for the grandparents, and Garrett and Griffin are like,
You just don't want your kids to learn.
Yeah. Well,
No.
We've always talked about that.
No, I mean, I'd love it if they didn't,
Right,
but I
right.
do think that's. I think
It is.
I think
It is
we
amazing.
Miss that
Those
in this
cultures revere
family.
family and older.
Yes.
The older generation.
Yes, and that's what I'm talking
Absolutely
about.
Revere the older.
Yeah, and we
older
don't.
people. You're right.
after my grandmother passed away in Kentucky, my grandfather moved up and lived with us because my mom was the only girl in the family, basically.
Yeah.
And so she took care of him as a nurse. And those years, he probably was with us 10, maybe 5 to 10 years. I can't remember exactly.
Precious.
They were precious for
Yeah.
I never got to see him that much because he lived in Kentucky all before that. You know,
Yeah.
I'd see him in the summer some, but it was great for us to learn from him and his life experience.
What a blessing.
Things, yeah.
That would have
Well,
been.
and so many
And a lot of
families.
laughs. We had a lot of laughs.
Oh, I bet.
Well, and so many families are broken now and they're estranged, and that would solve a lot of problems if you're living together.
Yeah.
And the focus. Strong families make stronger communities.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a lot of the problem we see today in society is that our communities are broken because our families are broken, and
So true.
and not just the husband and wife, but the whole the
whole tree.
generations. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
I just I think that's so important.
Yeah, no doubt.
So anyway, thank you for joining us here at the General Store. We miss Mayberry. We
Sure
just
do.
miss Mayberry.
We sure do.
Thanks for joining us at 70X7 Studio. Thank you again to Captain Mike and Sergeant Carter. Appreciate it so much. And if it's the Lord's will, we'll see you back in here next time at the store.